Like all good nerds, guitar nerds are not only obsessed by guitars, but are also obsessed by food. And whether it's a greasy burger or an awesome pizza with ham and pineapple on top, there are many instances where food has obviously been on the mind of guitar pedal designers. As such, I'm Mark from Guitar Nerds, and these are my top 5 guitar pedals named after food. When a brand has named themselves after a food, you know their pedals are going to be wild, and Banana Effects are no exception. Based in Tokyo, Banana are a small boutique company making mostly micro pedals that vary from simple mute switches to fully featured arpeggiators. Each one has a unique twist, from employing arcade machine buttons for a quick kill switch effect to cramming 19 controls and switches onto the face of a tiny pedal. In particular, the Tararara arpeggiator creates some of the wackiest sounds available on a micro pedal and is capable of generating 8 selectable scales and playing them back across an 8-step sequence. For the full experience, you can also switch the arpeggiator to random and really take your audience by surprise. A healthy name and a healthy array of sounds, Banana Effects certainly are appealing. Now we're getting to the good stuff and away from that healthy nonsense. Is there anything better than a truly fat sandwich? Not only a delicious lunch, but a mainstay of the Way Huge pedals lineup, the Fat Sandwich is a hefty distortion pedal that adopts a multi-stage clipping circuit to offer a wide array of driven tones. The usual volume, tone and distortion controls are joined by presence and resonance dials for dialing in the drive tone of your dreams. As with the rest of the Way Huge range, the Fat Sandwich has a housing befitting of its name and feels chunkier than a couple of slices of farmhouse doorstep bread. I was so tempted to put the Big Muff Pie in this list, so tempted. But as we know, the pie in Big Muff Pie refers to the mathematical number, not the tasty pastry-based foodage. Instead, I delved into EHX's back catalogue for another Big Muff offshoot with a patriotic vibe. First released in the mid-2000s, the English Muffin was a valve-driven overdrive pedal housed in one of Electro Harmonix's biggest ever boxes. Powered by two 1287 tubes, the English Muffin was inspired by the sound of 60s Marshall amps and aimed to recreate the breakup delivered by those classic amplifiers. And while it was billed as an overdrive, the Muffin sat somewhere between a classic rock drive and a full-on fuzz, akin to a slightly broken valve amp turned up to ear-splitting volumes. Notoriously unreliable due to the exposed valves, the English Muffin is still technically in the EHX catalogue, but it's been a long time since I've seen one on a pedal board. Another factor in this may be that it would only operate with a proprietary 12-volt AC power supply and would take up far too much space on a reasonably sized board. And unlike the Hot Tubes, which was originally released in a similar format, the English Muffin has never been reissued in a smaller box. But maybe one day, if we wish hard enough, this tasty drive will be available in a tiny takeaway size. Here are some wise words for you. If you're going to make a legendary pedal, name it after a legendary sandwich. Skillfully avoiding a trademark dispute and still invoking the spirit of the pedal that inspired it, the JHS Muffuletta borrows its tones from a famous fuzz and its name from a famous sandwich. Created in 1906, the Muffuletta sandwich originates from the Central Grocery Company in New Orleans and consists of a round flatbread, also known as a muffuletta, filled with olive salad, salami, ham, Swiss cheese, provolone and mortadella. Now you see why I called it a legendary sandwich. And like its namesake, the JHS Muffuletta is also jammed full of good things. As well as the volume, tone and sustain controls you would expect to see on a muff flavoured fuzz, it also includes the ability to switch between 5 muff circuits that invoke some of the greatest fuzz tones of all time. Included are the classic 73 Ram's Head, Triangle, Pie, Russian and Civil War muffs, as well as JHS's own modern take on the sound. So whether it's the sandwich or the pedal, if you grab a Muffuletta, you're guaranteed to be satisfied. If you know anything at all about guitar pedals, you'll already know the number one on this list. Released at the start of the 2000s, the Danelectro Food series encapsulated everything that is great about the brand. Inexpensive, brightly coloured and bags of retro fun, the Food series gave players the chance to own one of the coolest retro pedal boards ever assembled without spending a fortune. These tiny effects were a revelation at a time when Boss dominated the effects market, and their food-inspired names meant they're still well remembered to this day. The full list included T-Bone Distortion, Pepperoni Phaser, Black Licorice Beyond Metal, Chili Dog Octave, BLT Slap Echo, Hash Browns Flanger, Milkshake Chorus, Surf and Turf Compressor, Grilled Cheese Distortion, Black Coffee Metal Distortion, French Toast Octave Distortion, Pastrami Overdrive, Tuna Melt Tremolo, PB&J Delay, Rocky Road Spinning Speaker, Fish and Chips 7-band EQ, Chicken Salad Vibrato, French Fries Auto Wah, Corned Beef Reverb, Bacon and Eggs Mini Amp Distortion. And on top of that, they had the non-foodie digital guitar and bass tuner, which they probably should have called something like the tuna fish. So there we have it, a whole bunch of pedals named after a lot of food that is making me incredibly hungry. But can you think of any more? Let me know in the comments below. If you like what you saw, remember to leave a like and subscribe to Guitar Nerds because we've got more videos coming for you very, very soon. Thanks very much, and we'll see you next time.